Well, welcome back. Well, starting your own business is never easy, especially if you are building a business that's different from many others. You may be limited on resources, and that's exactly the issue my next two guests ran into when they were trying to build a clothing line that only uses organic cotton. Amanda Rinderly and Jonas Clark joined me this morning to talk all about it. Thank you for being here with us. We appreciate it. So the first thing, tell us a little bit about the business.
Yeah, the mission was pretty simple. We wanted to build quality clothes that also made a difference in the world. And it's not something that gets talked about much, but textiles and apparel has the second largest environmental impact of any industry in the world.
Wow.
After oil and gas. And so we felt that there was a real opportunity here to try and build good clothes, but that also addressed that problem.
Now, what you'd mentioned, they're made from organic cotton. What exactly is organic cotton? Because people hear that and they're probably like, what?
So many people associate organic with the food they eat and not necessarily the clothes they wear.
Right.
But it turns out that cotton is one of the most chemically intensive crops grown in the world. It's grown on a very small percentage of arable land, but accounts for 10% of global pesticides and a full 25% of global insecticides.
Now, what
So
made you
this
want to?
cotton's grown without that.
So, what made you want to use organic cotton? I mean, was that always a focus from the beginning, or is it something you found out about?
So it's something we found out about. We were looking for something more sustainable in the market, and the more we dug into the problem, the more we realized that one of the biggest culprits was cotton, and that there was a real gap in the market in the workplace apparel area. So that was something we wanted to go after.
All right, now here you are. So, what exactly do you make? What articles of clothing with this organic cotton?
Yeah, so we're starting with a line of men's dress shirts. So again, made from 100% organic cotton. We're using premium Italian fabrics, and we're actually doing our cut and sew right here in the States, in New England, in fact, in Fall River, Massachusetts.
And what made you guys want to manufacture in New England?
We're both from New England, and so it's funny, when we started this, everyone said, oh, you're going to be doing it overseas, China, or where are you going to do your production? And it never really occurred to us to look beyond our back door. New England had been a textile, we've been a textile hub for decades and decades and decades, and most of that has left, but if you're willing to look, there's still pockets of really high quality manufacturing all over the place. And so that's what we did. We looked around and we found this fantastic factory, and they've been a really great partner for us as we've gotten started.
Now, you just went over the articles of clothing that you guys were making. What exactly, I mean, does it feel different from a normal cotton? I mean, how does it compare?
So in some ways, it's softer than normal cotton.
Right.
Partly because it's grown organically, but also because it's not coated in some of the finishing that's used in traditional dress shirts. So non-iron shirts are coated with formaldehyde to make them non-iron. It's a known carcinogen and actually makes the shirts kind of rougher to the touch and also not last quite as long.
So it does have some differences. Now, how can people sort of help support this small business? As everyone knows out there who has a small business, it's not always easy.
Sure.
What can people do?
So we've actually launched with a Kickstarter campaign, and we are a little over halfway through that campaign right now. And we actually hit our first funding goal the other night, which was a big boost for us. So one way would be to go on to Kickstarter and check us out, Tuckerman and Company on Kickstarter. And then we also have our website. We'll be doing a full launch later in early in the winter.
Now, are people able to buy these clothes in any stores? Is it all online right now? Where does that stand?
So right now it's all online, so you can make purchases through Kickstarter. It's a pre-sale model, so you go online, you order a shirt, and we'll make that shirt and deliver it to you in the next few months.
So obviously you guys are living proof that this can work. And real quick, what advice would you give to people who are in a similar situation starting a small business?
Jump in and do it. And ask customers and get all of the feedback you can along the way. You can never get enough feedback.
You'll never know if you don't try. So Amanda, Jonas, thank you very much for joining us this morning. We certainly appreciate it.